I, the work we do, the work I do is simply termed self-transfiguration, self-amendment, self-alteration in order to become what you really are. Because you're not this flesh. I am not this flesh. What you are, you cannot become until you self-transfigure, self-amend, and become that thing. This is so wonderful. The topic for today is Africa. Africa. That is the topic for today. Africa. And Africa has been abandoned. Africa has been lost. Africa has never been talked about. Nobody talks about Africa except to come and steal, except to come and destroy, except to come and talk down, enslave people. That is Africa. So all the things that Africans are doing today are wrong, because the things that we are doing today are the things enslaving us. It is reducing us. It is making us nothing. And Africa can never compete in this world order, because this world order is governed by the lower brain. This world order, the current world order, all the education, all the government, all the politics going on today in economics, in business, and all that, Africans cannot cope. Africans cannot operate in that order. Africans are confused because Africa has never dealt with the lower brain. The lower brain is 1 up to 9.9%. And the higher brain, which is the brain of Africa, the brain Africa deals with, the brain of the cradle, the brain of the foundation, the brain of the source, the brain, the original brain, the primordial brain, which they call which science calls the primitive brain. That's the original brain. That is the primordial brain. That brain is 10 up to 99.9%. That brain is not known by everybody. That brain is missing today because it is not known. And because it is not known, the world is down. And Africa is down like the world. Because Africa is original. Africa is perfect. Africa is potent. Africa is based on conscience, not mind. The mind of the West, the mind of the foreign mind that dealing with Africa is heart. And Africa has to wake up. So Africa is the topic for the next world order. The new world order has already come into place. This world order that is now in place from 2012 is about Africa, is for Africa to rise up again. Because for 5,000 years, Africa was down, dealing with time and space, without dealing with the original thing. So Africa has been in the grave, in prison and exile, in isolation and alienation. That is the point. So Africa is now ready to come up again. And Africans should actually be happy. Right now, Nigerians should be happy. Africans should be happy. All countries in Africa, all the people of Africa should be happy. Nigerians in particular should be happy, because Nigeria is ready to come up again, and it will come up. Before the next 100 years, Nigeria should be a great power. Africa should be great, because it is back. It is now the time of Africa. The time of 10 up to 99.9% of the brain. That brain that is so powerful, that brain that is so potent, that is the brain of Africa. So Africa, it means the higher brain. Africa means everything that was lost. Africa couldn't cope. Africa is the only country the only top continent on earth that's poor. But there's nothing to regret about that. There's nothing to feel bad about that. Just that people didn't know how Africa was, how Africa has been. Africa has been down. Africa was brought down by the world. Brought down, everything Africa stolen, everything, taken from Africa. But Africa should rejoice. Everybody should be happy now, because the time for Africa has come back. And Africa needs to be told, needs only to be, informed about its brain. The 10 up to 99.9% brain. That brain is so powerful, it's so potent, and it's not dealt with today. Nobody knows it. Nobody is dealing with it. Nobody is talking about it. That brain. Medicine is not talking about it. Medicine is talking about 1 up to 9.9%. But the brain I'm talking about is 10 up to 99%. That is the brain that is great. That's the brain that will liberate Africa. And when Africa gets into it, and it will happen soon, then the world order will see. Everybody will see. Everybody will be looking for a visa to come to Nigeria to, copy this thing and to learn what is there. So it's time to rejoice. Africa has come. The time for Africa has come. The moment when Africa should lead the world again has come. I bet you, this is no joke. This is no joke. This is what is going to happen. The difference between Africa and the rest of the world is the difference between the lower brain and the higher brain. And the higher brain is for Africa. And the lower brain was in power all this time. And Africa was down because Africa couldn't understand. Africa couldn't cope. That's the position. So now, the time of Africa has come. And I tell you, it's so wonderful. Love is back. Beauty is back. Principle. Everything good is back now. This is going to happen. I encourage everyone to like this page, to make comments, ask questions, and all that. Thank you very much.